Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. The sun is going down, it's beautiful out, and I've actually just finished up a pretty frustrating day of work. And that's why I'm not showing you the window, because there's been some pretty amazing developments over there, at least I think so. After a lot of frustration with expanding foam, I've also been up on the roof trying to sort out the leak. Plus I intermixed the video with some fun stuff, a trip to the sauna, lunch with friends, a beach trip down south of Lisbon to Costa da Caparica, I think, something like that. And it's a mix of fun and frustration, like I said. So stick with me to the end, because even though it meanders a little bit, and even though I do get quite frustrated is the word of the day for this video, I do end up making some really good progress on the window. So I hope you enjoy this one, and I'll see you again at the end. Happy birthday! Okay, this is where I'm at, folks. It has been a lovely escape, lovely weekend away, but now I have to deal with whatever's going on up here. And I came back to a not very wet windowsill, but more wet than I would like. Some dirt has fallen down from up there, so there's definitely water getting in from somewhere above here. And I'm not going to deal with that today because I don't want to take all the tiles off, but what I do want to get done is this window box attached. So time is of the essence on this one, because I think it's supposed to rain really hard tonight. So maybe I shouldn't have taken that down at all, but it's got to get done because we've got a lot of rain coming up in the coming days. So I'm actually going to turn the camera off, and I'm just going to get this stained, get it attached, and you'll see me again when hopefully I've got some spray foam in hand and I'm figuring out how to attach this stuff to the stone wall. Hello there, Mikey. I hope you are enjoying your little snooze. This is my current situation. I've got the workbench set up inside, and it started to chuck it down with rain, so I'm kind of screwed because I was waiting for glue to come so I could just fasten this all together. But I think what I'll need to do is just put it back together temporarily, keep the water out, and hope that things don't leak too much. I did cram some stones and some lime up in here, but if the part above is still leaking, then I don't know if that's going to do much. It might just fall down. But this is all a learning experience, so I don't mind. It'd be better if it wasn't raining today, but what can you do? Actually, scratch that. I think I had a thought. Sometimes it happens. I'm going to keep this box out of here so I can see exactly where the water is coming through up here, because that definitely needs to be fixed. And if it's all kind of coming from one area, which it looks like it is here, see some drips, then I know the problem is up above and I can deal with it when it's dry. So I'm just going to hope things don't come in too much, hope the direction of the wind stays that way, and yeah, enjoy the pitter-patter of the raindrops on the plastic that is doing absolutely nothing. The rain is still falling, but it's a lot less than it was before, and I can actually come outside. But it's been a very frustrating day. I was pretty eager to get back to work after taking 4 days off at the beach, but the weather hasn't allowed it. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow, and this is one of those situations. However, it's better to go with the flow when you don't have a gigantic hole in your window. So the leak is right in the middle of the towel area, and that means I need to get up there and take a look. I've got the ladder ready, and I'm very eager to do this once the sun shines again. So I'm gonna head back inside, say goodbye to this kind of miserable weather. I wish I could put the fire on, but it doesn't make much sense with a hole in the wall. And you'll see me again tomorrow from the sauna. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Cheers.
So.
Cheers. Cheers. Sort of like the temper.
Hi everybody from the window. Sauna was great, lunch was great, but it's time to get back to work, and I actually have been pretty hard at it this morning. Assembling the box, I glued it all together, I gave it another stain, I squared everything up, I installed it, I've got a few shims in place, I need a few more. Everything is level, at least this way, but not so level this way. But that's okay, it's not too far off, and I think the guy can stick a window frame in here, and that was my main goal. So now it's time to venture into the world of spray foam, which is something I don't know anything about. The internet told me to shake it for 30 seconds and then add the little nozzly thing on, and so that's what I'll do. When I looked on the internet though, it seems like this stuff is used more for insulation purposes, So I must have a different kind, because I know in Portugal they actually use this stuff for installation purposes, where they're actually using the foam and the expansion of it to hold everything into place. So ideally I'd also have mechanical fastening, drilling into the stone and holding it in with screws. But because this is going to be really held in from the other side of the wall with the render and everything, I'm not so worried. I think it's going to be fine. So let's get this stuff ready. Let's start squirting it into the gaps and see what it does. So this thing comes with protective gloves. I've shook it a little bit already. Give it another shaky shake. And then I've got the nozzle, which screws on, put on my eyewear, and I should probably test this somewhere that's not the actual wall that I'm working on. But where's the fun in that? Let's just give this a go and see what happens. So I've got some mediocre shims happening. Let's give it a squirt. Woo! I missed! Alright. This is the stuff. Uh-oh, now I've dropped it on the windowsill. It's all going wrong. Alright, okay, here we go. Get in there. Man. Nozzle in deeper. Okay, I had to put the camera down because everything was getting just a little bit too crazy. As you can see, this stuff is horrible. I definitely should have been using it upside down, as the internet told me. So that was silly. I don't know if I'm supposed to be scraping this off right now. It's disgusting, gross stuff, and a reminder of why I don't like working with weird crap in tubes. I really, really hate working with silicone and caulking and all that stuff. This stuff is new to me. It is so incredibly weird feeling. I think it expands. I think it hardens. I really hope it does, because if it doesn't, I don't know what the heck I'm doing up here. I definitely don't know what I'm doing, as you can see. Yeah, but hey, this has definitely been something that didn't go as planned, and I guess the point of this channel is to show the screw-ups along with the successes, and this is definitely not my finest moment, guys. Not my finest moment at all. So I'm gonna see what this does. I'm gonna walk away from this chaos. I've gotten it all over my clamps. I've gotten it all over myself. It's a disaster, folks. It's a disaster. Let me show you from the outside. Let me get this thing off my hand, first of all. Nope, okay, it's stuck to my hand. Okay, that's staying on for now. Let's go out here. And it all kind of poked through. And I tried to scrape it off with no success, really. So I'm gonna get a cloth out and see what I can do to tidy all this stuff up. But yeah, it has not gone to plan. So spray foam is not my favorite thing. Do not like. However, if it does do its job and foam up and fill the gap and hold the window into place, I'll take it all back. But applying it was not my greatest moment on film. So I guess I'll just wait and see what this does. and possibly, yeah, spend a whole bunch of time trying to clean this up. So, see you soon. So that was quite disastrous, and I did try to clean it up, but it's super sticky and horrible, so I've given up. And I think the best bet is just to come back and scrape it off when it has a chance to harden. This is an example of me really not knowing what I'm doing, and hoping for the best. And another job where I don't know what I'm doing is how to fix a leaky roof. Obviously the tiles shouldn't be letting water in, but if there's a tile that's messed up at the top and the water's getting in up there and just dripping down, I don't really know how to solve that. I can only really mess around with the tiles down here. So my solution, lift the tiles up in this area, inspect what's happening underneath, and then if any water creeps down from the top, hopefully whatever repairs I do here now will solve the leaky problem. Who knows how this will go? If it's anything like the spray foam, I'm screwed. This is probably a two-handed job. So I think this is a job for the scaffolding, but I don't know. I'm only working on this one little area, so hopefully the ladder will do. So I want to clear some more tiles away so I can really see what's going on under here, but you can see so far there's lots of wasps' nests and things here, old ones. And there's a pretty brutal looking crack that seems to come from up there and come all the way down to here. So I think I'll focus my attention on these bits here, whatever I can reach really. And yeah, I hope that does the trick. I imagine what's happening is the water is pooling on this little ridge, and this ridge is here to hold the tile on. So they're meant to kind of hook on to the edge. So there's nowhere for the water to escape if it gets under the tiles, and I think it's just getting pulled up and falling in the crack. So I think this will be my focus. I'll also see what's happening over here. So my plan now is to take off more tiles, see what I'm dealing with, create more space to work, and try to come up with a solution, which I think will just be cement mixed with water and a waterproofing agent, and then I've got some stuff that goes over concrete to waterproof it. Possibly not ideal, but I'm gonna give it a go, and then I can try something else if that doesn't work. So some tiles have been removed. I can work here. I can see there's no problems over here. I've got my little cement mix with water and some waterproofing stuff. I've got my fancy Japanese trowel, and I've got the spray bottle. So I'll wet the roof down and try to plug up this crack, but it's a race against time because I can feel raindrops, and the front part of my roof is not currently on, so that's not great. So let's see what I can get done on camera, and then I might have to turn things off and just go for it. But my problem now is that raindrops are falling on me, and I really, really need to rush this. So I'm gonna keep at this, hoping I can get this all done before the heavens open, get the tiles back on, block the window up with cork so I can have a nice fire later today. So that seems like an awful lot of stuff to get done in a short amount of time, but wish me luck. I'll put the camera away and yeah, just try my best. concrete stuff on the roof to the best of my abilities, but even though the rain is dribbling down a little bit, I don't want to put the tiles on until the concrete, I don't know, the cement or whatever the heck I just made, until that has some time to cure. So in the meantime, I thought I would try to deal with this disaster, because my intention after I get this foamy stuff off is to board the window back out with a couple pieces of cork, and then that means tonight I can put my fire on, which I'm really quite excited about. Less excited about this foam stuff, but it does appear to be holding the window in place, so that's what I asked for, and that seems to be what it's doing. I gotta say, this really is quite fascinating stuff, even if I don't know how to handle it properly. The foam is mostly cut. Everything's tidied up a little bit. The sun is shining, mostly. There's still some sprinkles of rain out there, which is kind of nice. I do like a sun shower. And the roof tiles are back on. And underneath the tiles, I've basically just put a layer of thin cement mixed with water and a waterproofing thing. I did want to also go over it with another waterproofing thing, but I was worried about the rain. The tiles are all back in their rightful places, except for that guy who's broken, but we've got this one in its place. I just found it laying around, and so that was pretty lucky. And now, let's cut some cork. It's really wonderful to see the sun shining, even if it is in my eyes directly, but I won't let it stop me. This is the final phase of today's work. I'm going to cut this beautiful piece of expanded corkboard. It's wonderful stuff. It's used for many things: sound, insulation, other things I don't know, but it's a wonderful material. I have it under my floor. And now I'm just going to cut a piece to block off the window. Cut two pieces actually. And that means tonight I can put the fire on because it has been a little chilly. So I'm going to measure out 95 centimeters. Each of these pieces is 1 meter wide by, I think, half a meter, well, 1 meter long by half a meter wide, give or take. And it might be weird, but I absolutely love the noise that chopping this stuff makes. It's a bit squeaky, a bit scratchy, and a lot very strange. So I started by scoring it with a knife like this, and then I'm going to move over to the Japanese saw in a minute, and that's where the fun noises come in. So satisfying. And let's get it in place. So it seems like it's a bit too tight of a fit. I'm gonna try to force it and hope it doesn't break. That would be really, really sad. Come on. Come on. It's so close. There we go. Come on. You know you want to. Get in there. And this obviously is not that insulating, but at least it blocks off the space a little bit. And I'm gonna cut another piece to go up top, and eventually I'll make some kind of a window that opens and fasten this all in a bit more securely. Okay, the cork is in. This is what the window will look like for a little while, and then I'll make a little window up top that'll open and close. The lintel is ready to go up so I can make the measurements I need to get that in place. I've tidied the place up a little bit. Mikey is enjoying. Hi, Mickey. The fire is on. This is the first fire of the season, and it's looking good. It's not super cold yet, but it is a little damp. Got some firewood ready to go. And it's a beautiful evening out here. Yeah, it's really quite glorious. The rain held off in the end, and all was well. And the window box is in. It looks ridiculous because of the spray foam incident that I had, but I'll figure out a way to clean it up. The cork is in, and everything's looking a lot more secure and a lot better. Obviously, having a window like this doesn't look great, but it's much better than a big old tarp, and it's gonna keep my place cozy when it starts to get colder while I wait for the window guy to do his thing. I still haven't got the quote from the guy. I've been waiting a couple weeks, and I've chased him twice now, so let's see if he responds or not. But overall, I'm really happy with the work. The spray foam was a learning experience. I'll know in a couple weeks maybe about the roof, because it looks like we've got dry weather until probably sometime in November, actually, according to the weather forecast, which I don't actually trust, so maybe it'll rain tonight, who knows. Anyway, I'll keep you all posted. Yeah, this has been a funny video for me. I don't usually have days of work that are so frustrating. I always find some kind of silver lining, but I'm not a fan of this expanding foam stuff, even though it is actually doing its job and holding the window in place. So it's been a good one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.